Okay, here's some details on how I'm going with the laser cutter. So just tonight I hooked up the chiller system. So it's built from a pair of these little Aspen 400 watt water chiller units. So here's another one. These were being chucked out at work. I rescued them from the bin. So they've got compressor, heat exchange down the bottom here, coolant passes down or out via that pipe and that pipe. Goes through the heat exchanger, makes the water cool, and then the heat goes out the radiator. That's all there is to it. So they run three-phase 24 volt, and they need this special control board to run them. I was running it just with a three-phase brushless motor controller from a UAV. It ran all right. Wasn't very happy about life. So I got 4 of these boards. Only one of them actually worked to drive the compressor. For some reason, I've not yet been able to work out. But I've just been running with half cooling capacity, so it all looks pretty deadly on account of it is. But it's all 24 DC, so it's not too bad. So benchtop power supply puts out the watts. Thermocouple on the compressor, the one compressor that's actually working. The coolant pipes go in and out, so there's a bucket in there. I'm still using just distilled water for now. Pick up some automotive coolant tomorrow. So there's a pump in there, pumps out of the bucket, through the chiller block, the heat exchanger, back up into the laser, out of the laser, into the bucket. So then I've got another thermocouple up here, and I was just doing some light cuts in paper, and it was running for about, I don't know, half an hour, and it got it from ambient, which is about 23 degrees, down to 16, with negligible power input from the tube. And the radiator was blowing out quite a lot of hot air. These are both attached together on one panel, one piece of metalwork, because they were hooked up in series. So in and then a little out, into the next one and then out. And I need that much cooling, I think, but I can't get that control board running that compressor. That control board runs that compressor, and that one can run that one, and that one can run the other one over there, but it can't run 2 at once, I don't think. So I've got to work out why 3 of my 4 compressor controllers don't work, or go back to using my brushless motor controller and just deal with how dodgy it is, because these compressors need a bit of tender love and care. Like, they have a cycle they go through when starting up, that keeps them hale and hearty. So there's like a curve that the RPM follows, so it doesn't do step changes between RPM. It has this little oiling period here where there's a certain minimum RPM that it has to use to get all the bearings oiled up. So, I can implement all that with my brushless motor controller, but it's just a pain in the ass. I'd rather get a little box to do it for me. So in general lasering terms, just learning a lot about how laser cutters work, and it's my first, okay, I got my 3D printer, but it's weird, 3D printers have only one external reference, and that's the bed, like the height of the bed. Like, there's no medium to get lined up on those, or to zero out, or like find the origin point. It knows where all its parts are. It creates the medium as it's going, so it doesn't depend on having your piece of paper or whatever you're cutting lined up in exactly the right part, at exactly the right place, and in the right orientation at the start of the job. So that's been interesting. But I've done no mirror alignment, no calibration, nothing. I just hooked up the water and the air and the extraction, and she's away. The air extraction is presently a big hole in the wall, so 12mm ply. I built this room a few years ago, 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, and this house is going to be demolished soon, so I'm pretty cavalier about cutting holes in the wall. I don't really care. And there's the fan down there. So I want to mount that fan to the outside wall and just have the pipe going straight out of here, straight out of the laser, straight out the wall. So all that noise is outside. Also, these pipes stink. They have a really potent plastic smell. And once I've got that cooling sorted out, this is all, like all those PCBs are conformal coated and all these things are designed to be pretty rough and ready. So I'm going to mount that outside as well and just have the coolant pipes running in and out. Yeah, so, progress. Okay, bye-bye.